Hey everyone, welcome back for another edition of 5 Ways by Attack Magazine. In this series, we show you 5 different ways to use a particular plugin or piece of gear. In this installment, we'll be checking out Flux Pro by Caelum Audio. Flux Pro is a shortcut to all manners of modulation madness. It has 3 modulation graphs A, B, and C that can be used to modulate the parameters of 10 internal effects. There are tons of envelope shapes to choose from that can really speed up workflow, as well as a ton of quality presets to get you started. We'll look at how to use Flux Pro to introduce modulation, interest, and ear candy to all kinds of parts. If you like Flux Pro and want to buy it, you can get 30% using the discount code on the screen now. Just punch it in at checkout. Let's start by adding filter, movement, and delay to a static pad. By default, Flux Pro opens with a filter and cutoff envelope ready to go. The envelope is at the very top and is currently a basic sine wave. You can move the points on the graph to edit the envelope, or you can select envelope shapes at the bottom right and drag those in. The higher position you drag the envelope in, the more of the space it occupies. If you look to the bottom left, this is where the envelope selector and more detailed parameters are, such as the sync, which controls how fast the envelope moves, and mix, which essentially controls the depth of the effects controlled by the selected envelope. The fader under the effect parameters affects how much they will be affected by the envelope. This is very similar to the workflow of classic software synths like Native Instruments Massive. We'll drag in a saved envelope shape, tweak the envelope speed and filter modulation, and also introduce some delay. Now we'll use some of the presets to create drum percussion and effects. This is one of the easier ways to use Flux Pro, but you'll get very powerful results. The process will simply be scrolling through presets and automating the mix knob. We'll first make sure the mix knob for envelope A is appearing in Ableton. You could also continuously tweak the mix knobs for B and C as well, but we'll keep it simpler for now. Let's go through various presets and tweak parameters while always keeping the mix control handy. Writing or producing unique riffs can be hard sometimes, especially when you don't have a TB303 or Minotaur lying around. Modulation is the key with that kind of hardware, so let's see if we can use Flux Pro's effects with automation to generate riffs. We'll make it even more interesting and use only one note. We're using one repeating synth sample, and we'll start by selecting the Dirty Stutter preset in Flux Pro. This has a gate style effect with some flanging coming in at the end of each loop. Now we can duplicate our audio channel with the synth, pitch it up, and use another preset to give it some different movement. The layered rhythms will start to make for some great riffs. You can change it up more by adding other layers or even repitching some of the notes. sync parameter becomes fun to automate with multiple layers going on as well. Taking a step away from crazy effects, Flux Pro can create some great shortcuts for common production and mixing tasks. These include things like sidechaining, common filter movements, and panning. The way to do it is to save straightforward presets for each of your processes. We'll quickly save a preset for sidechaining a 4/4 kick, for example. Opening this preset will then be like opening an instance of Xfer's LFO tool. Next, we can do one for a rising filter, commonly used for drum intros, for example. We'll introduce modulation for the cutoff and resonance while changing the sync to 4 bars. Lastly, let's create a preset for panning movement. Panning is found in the utility effect. Panning automation is commonly used with effects like risers, so we'll make a panning preset using a riser as an example. Let's have the sound move left to right and then end in the center over 4 bars. As with the others, we could save this as a preset to call upon whenever we need some quick panning movement for a 4-bar effect. Now let's move over back to the effects and look at some sound design with the unique fixed delay effect. It's hard to understand exactly what this magic one knob is doing, but it creates pitch changes, slowdowns, speedups, and other glitch effects controlled by the envelope. Add in other effects like width, flanging, and rig modulation, and the possibilities for sound design become endless. That's it for this 5 ways video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like Flux Pro and want to buy it, you can get 30% using the discount code on the screen now. See you next time.